nails, acne, homework, supervillains. When you're a teenager, it helps to be invincible. This comic is a request from Matt Lipton, and hopefully I do the justice he wanted with it. Become a patron to make your own suggestions. Warning, massive spoilers for Invincible incoming. You've been warned. On with the show. Invincible number 4. Invincible flies into the teen team's base as Robot is fascinated that the game console processors could run for years and make the Maulers' robot army unstoppable had they not stopped the Maulers. Invincible showed up to talk to Adam Eve, who's not there and is on a mission with Rex, who Robot does bring up is her boyfriend. Mark sighs about the boyfriend thing, but he tells Robot about the fact that the missing kids from their school are the ones being used as bombs. Robot knew this after a residue test, but no clue yet as to who is turning these kids into bombs. Rex and Eve show back up, and Robot tells Sam and Mark to keep an eye out at school tomorrow. Invincible heads home much later than his curfew as his mother sits alone watching late-night TV. She is, of course, worried about Omni-Man, though I like the bit where she can watch him fight 500-foot dragons and be good, but when he's off-world or out of their dimension, she always fears the worst. Just a really nice character moment. Meanwhile, at school the next day, Mark and Sam are generally just talking, with Mark not necessarily into the investigation side of things, but they really don't get any clues, though they are caught talking in class and called boyfriend and girlfriend by their teacher to the ha-has of their class. Either way, eventually Robot does call Sam on his cell phone, saying that he's been running diagnostics and background checks and everything, and knows who the big bad blown up kids is. So Sam and Mark suit up and fly to their physics teacher's house, basically the only teacher we've actually seen teaching, and was the one who yelled at them during class for talking. But Hiles, their teacher, is actually fairly calm and even knows their secret identities. Not that surprising though, since Eve doesn't even wear a mask. Adoy! He actually leads them into his house to show them the 4th kidnapped kid who hasn't been reported missing yet, Derek, one of Mark's friends, or rather the only person we've seen Mark talk to, not in the superhero game. But Hiles then rips off his own shirt to show that he's wearing the exploding vest, ready to kill the 2 superheroes. Invincible says no to that plan, grabs him and flies to wherever Great White North we began 4 issues ago with, and tosses him into the air, being knocked back a little by the explosion, but totally fine. He heads back to the house, where there's EMTs taking Derek to the hospital, and Eve tells him just to head home, they're done for the day. And so he does. At home, Deborah is getting dinner ready, and she's happy that Mark's back in time to wash up for dinner. While she continues to set the table though, suddenly Nolan walks in and goes upstairs to shave. Then they're all sitting down at dinner together when Deborah asks her heroic family how their day was. Mark gives his day, which we were privy to, and then Nolan says that he was in an alternate dimension for 8 months of that universe's time, and he led a revolt against his captors, and the rebel scientists eventually found a way to get him home. Deborah smiles, says that's nice, and asks if anyone wants dessert. So we got a big reveal of who's been kidnapping and blowing people up. I kind of sort of like it. At least his attitude of, yeah, I'm not stupid, you're the girl from my class, sort of thing worked. It was neat. However, in these first 4 issues, or volume 1, we basically had 2 non-supers to choose from as the baddie, if we knew who the baddie was. It's just a small thing that was mad to me. Of course, it almost feels secondary to the events happening all over, with Mark understanding and becoming a hero taking point, so it's not like it was a mystery of who female Thor was or something. It just wasn't a prominent thing. As for Omni-Man coming back, I loved how it was just a barely seen walk-in until dinner. I mean, this house is so used to super heroic antics, like dimensional traps, so it wasn't some tearful, oh Nolan, I was so worried. And that's actually probably the biggest strength of this comic, at least up to this issue. It does revel in comic superheroism, with Omni-Man being a very big stand-in for Superman, but it's not trying to satire or totally go over the top in making fun of the superheroes. It revels in it, but it also stays, God, I know I'm going to get flagged for saying this, grounded and realistic in some ways. I mean, I went into the last video or whichever one, but how I think that Deborah, the mom, was a very underutilized character. But on reading this, I think we're supposed to realize that she's a human in a very strange life. However, sadly, this is going to be the last Invincible video for this month. I know I really shortchanged the hell out of it, but I've had a hell of a time this month. However, April is going to be Aftershock Comics Month to celebrate their birthday. Come back tomorrow for all that. See you then. Don't forget to become a patron. Check out my other 2 channels, like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and all that jazz. And as always, stay golden, Inklings.